definitely, when it's hot like this. Thankfully, we don't have humidity. So, because we don't have humidity, I guess I'm getting a little bit of a reprieve. It's dry heat, as people call it. I don't know if if that takes away from anything. What do you think? Let me do this while I'm thinking about it. All right, I'm working on my technology. I'm working on my technology. I'm working. Did y'all see that? I was in here within 2 minutes. Now I meant to do 7:35, the five, but I didn't do that. So technically, I'm ahead of schedule. I I might have had a brain fart or two when it comes to the time. Like, we always do five after. I always give myself that extra, relaxation time. It's a good thing that I did, because when I come into my craft room this morning, it has definitely become the hangout spot. When I tell you, it is so, these right here, they comfortable. They comfortable. A little too comfortable. I don't get a lot of crafting done when I sit in. There's one directly behind me as well. And I don't get, that's the one I sit in. And then all of my guests, they sit in this one right here. But my daughter, she hangs out in here, and my son does too. Go ahead. Go ahead. When I tell you it's comfortable and things like, now my chair, this right here, this is comfy also. The only difference is we have footstools for each of these. There's no footstool for here. Now there's a one that like a leg, whatever extension that comes out, and this does recline all the way back. But I'm gonna be honest, there's no need for me to sit in this chair and recline all the way back, except when we're in here and we're all hanging together. So I come in here. I'm ahead of the game. I'm having a good time, but you could tell there was a little party in here last night. I had to put all the chairs and everything away, all the crafts, throw away open snacks and stuff like that. Like, I didn't expect to do that. Anyway, she's here. I'm going to jump into the chat, kind of say hello to everybody. If y'all notice I'm moving a little bit, I think I slept wrong and my neck is bothering me. It's bothering me. I tried to crack it. Oh, I shouldn't have moved like that. Anyway, it's gonna make things a little difficult. A little difficult. Maybe I shouldn't reach for the iPad. I probably should just look down at the laptop and yeah, and do things the right way. So we're gonna say howdy, JTMJ. Good morning, Chair Bear. I know you burning up. You on the same side of town as me. Good morning, Gail. Oh, I'm even in here. Okay. Did y'all see what time I typed my message? I'm just saying. I was already in my chair. Now, it does happen the way that it happens, but I was here typing. Okay, Robin. Robin made it to a live. Momo, my shopping partner. Momo is the biggest enabler between Momo and Rhonda. Whew, I talked to Rhonda yesterday. That girl will have you pulling your wallet out mid-sentence. Oh, goodness gracious. Um, I talked to Rochelle um Friday night. I feel like I got to jump in and pull her back. But then Rhonda sends me off into the fray with Rochelle. So, have you a friend that's a good enabler, because they send you good ideas. And when you got money, obviously you want to spend it on the right things. That's where Momo come in. She send me all the right things. Like, I be spending money. I don't mind enabling people. I remember telling Matt a year ago, we're gonna help you find some money. He was like, I don't spend a lot of money on, don't worry, we'll find you some money to spend on diamond painting. All right. Tennis is in the house. Good morning. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Um, oh goodness. Tammy's in the house. What's up, cuz? Uh-oh. I closed something out. See, that's why I need to be typing on the iPad. Hold on. Where we at? Oh, goodness gracious. Um, Alrighty, I'm in. Everybody saying hi. Dawn! Good morning, Dawn. How you doing today? Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Tennis. Feeling Gracie. Well, good morning. You guys already know what yesterday was, right? The official kickoff to hashtag blast from the past. Um, Now y'all know we own my Pom Pow Pins and Friends on Facebook. That is where we run most of our events and our collabs. So this event is making sure that people are just getting reacquainted, reshopping your stash. In other words, you going back. I went back to my earlier days and I showed you some canvases that I was thinking about on Hump Day Happenings. That's my Wednesday night show. Now, some of the things that we have to always keep in mind is kitting up. Okay. That's for me, I hate kitting up. That's the worst part. Rochelle is all the way in Pennsylvania. She loves kitting up, but I can't just ship my things to her, have her kit it up for me, and then have her ship them back. By the time all of that takes place, the event will be over, right? So we didn't want to do that. So we ended up picking a canvas. Don't be upset with me. Again, I'm doing double-sided adhesive. You guys might still be doing a premium canvas. It just might be an older canvas in your stash. But I said that I was going to try and still work down my double-sided adhesive stash. Okay, so a canvas, don't get mad. Yes, this is one of the choices from last year. You know why I went with it? Because it was already kitted up. I'm just saying. I feel like I was saving myself time and things like that. I never, ever finished it, but it was already kitted up, right? So I did the I think that, because how many colors is this? One moment. Oh, it don't even tell you. That's the worst part. I'm assuming it's because I have two of my Harbor Freight containers. So it's at least, what is it, 24 colors? I think it's at least 24. So it's probably in the 30s. In the 30s. Okay. Lots of colors and things like that. I'm gonna go with it, because the image looks like the image is gonna probably be kind of clear, you know. That ugly gray blurb in the middle, that's where the black rocks are gonna be. So we're gonna see, we're gonna see. Obviously, we know from doing double-sided adhesive and older kind of canvases and things like that. We know to think about how clear an item is going to be. It is square, so I'm hoping that it's going to be as detailed as it can be for a 30 by 20. Okay. Um, Now, if you are working on obviously this is not a premium canvas. It's by AliEx. I got it from AliExpress. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at the order sheet. I can't remember the name of the company, but ordered it in 2018. Okay. So I went back in time to get my canvas. So I hope that you guys, you know, enjoy this headache that I'm about to embark on and stuff. It wasn't so bad last year, I will be honest. The only problem with it is, obviously the diamonds will start to kind of, fall off. And I think by the time I got to showing the two double-sided adhesive, some of the drills had popped and fell off and things like that. So you got to seal them and things like that. I'm not a fond of what sealed canvases look like. They look like, I don't know, cloudy, and it looked like something is over it. And I feel like the sparkle does disappear and things like that. So keep all of that in mind as I work through this. But let me see. I see some updates. I see some updates. Obviously I like to talk about what the weather's like everywhere else. And I see it popping in. So here we go. Woo, 738, 80 degrees. I'm pretty sure that feels good. 743 and it's 95 here. So That's hot already. That's hot. Like we don't get no reprieve. Um, it's 70 in her part of Missouri. 31 is sunny today here in Canada. Just so you guys know, that's 31 Celsius. Um, so that's pretty warm. That's pretty warm. Got my flippers and snorkel on. Rain and thunderstorms all day. Send us some of that water. It doesn't rain here that much at all, but we are we still should be in our monsoon season. So monsoon season here in Vegas means that it can flood up and rain. Now when it rain, it'll rain for a good like 2 minutes and it can flood everything up. We are in the midst of the Mojave Desert and we don't have a viable sewage system or sewer system. So we have some aqueducts and things like that for water runoff and things, but the city wasn't well thought out, when it was created back in the 20s and 30s and things. And so here in Vegas, you do see a lot of flooding. When I say flooding, it can go as high as our hips and things like that. When I moved from Henderson, which is about 21 miles from here, up here to Las Vegas a few years ago, we were moving in the middle of monsoon season. The unfortunate part was raining. I was sharing with the sisters pictures and things like that. But we had to do what we had to do. We did hire a moving company and things. So we had help. No worries there. The problem is it was still hot. It was rainy and it was flooding up and things. And when it floods, it can go knee or waist, hip and waist deep and things like that. So you have to be particularly careful where you go, how you get there, the roads and things like that, and never drive into standing water. You guys know I'm going to say that as an insurance professional. Um, so we are in monsoon season now, but it's dry. It's dry. If it has rain, I tell people it kind of spit. And the reason why I say it spit on us is because you don't even know a lot of times that it's rained until you might go outside and either you see the pebbles or the cries left on your vehicle, or you may see like spit spots on the ground, like, oh, it rained today, and you see various little tiny, like they air drying in the moment and things. So, but I do welcome anybody who wants to come and visit. Hey, we got a spare spot here in the lily pad. Come on out. We'll do a quick. A lot of people tell me I should do a podcast and things. I don't have much to talk about. I just like talking. But what I will say is if you come to Vegas to visit me, we will podcast something together. Okay? Just saying, just saying. So um Tammy says it's 78 degrees. Whoo! At 8:40. The high was 100 degrees. Yep, you read that right. That's hot in Colorado. 86 high of 101. Whoo! Momo in San Antonio. I will be in San Antonio in September. Um, I usually go down. We go down. We always have the retreat before the retreat. So I usually go down like the day before and things like that. I try to get in early, and I'm one of the ones that I'll rent a car and things like that. And so I do have a couple people that'll be riding with me in to the retreat and things. But if you in the area, Momo, and you come up and hang out at the hotel, we'll have a ball. We don't have a ball now. I didn't make it last year. You guys know I had some struggles. Um, so I'm going back home this year. And but the year before, the 4 or 5 years before that, the retreat before the retreat, we would either diamond paint or cross stitch. So bring your craft, come on and have a good time, and then obviously we do try and check out some sort of, we give back to the local economy and things like that. So we're gonna check out a barbecue spot or two in the area. What's your recommendation, Momo? Because we're gonna eat good while we're in San Antonio. Love the pinks in your canvas. Now I am going to be blinging out. I did not kit it up. with bling, but obviously, let me try and get this picture up because I showed the picture the other day. But I'm gonna try and bling it up because it's obviously it's Asian themed, you know. And one of the things that I wanted to do, is I'm trying to find me a lily pad. I thought that had a lily pad in it, but it's just the rocks. It's just the rocks. One moment, let me find. Anyway, if you guys had an opportunity while I'm trying to find this photo, if you have not had an opportunity to head over to Palm Pal Pens and Friends, make sure you do. You want to make sure that you do. And the reason is because we want to see your pics. We want to see your kit up, what you're gonna be working. Alrighty, here we go. I'm gonna try and share this. Y'all work with me. Alrighty, so here we go. I'm getting better at technology, y'all. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Alrighty. So y'all gonna see that. There we go. Now y'all know I don't know how to zoom, and I probably should have took another picture, but I did not. So I'm hoping. Let me see if I can zoom in. There's no way to zoom, edit, zoom? Nope. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. All right. Well, we stuck with that. I can't zoom. That's a little bit better. Okay. I don't know what I did, but I do like this one better. Okay. All righty. And while you guys are able to see the picture, I'm going to continue on, but I love the pinks. I'm wanting to try and bling at, you know, just some bright vibrancy that pops in the flowers itself. The black, I want to add. Obviously, it's 310, and 310 is a little difficult. So what I want to do is where you see the shine coming in on the rocks, I want to pop that shine that's coming in on the black rocks also. You know, it's sitting on the table. It's like a plant sitting on a table, you know, with a little bit of a background and things. So we're going to see how well that comes out. We're going to see. We're going to see. Where are you, Tannis? In Ontario, we are raining. Uh-oh. I forgot Dawn's Canadian also. Good morning. Look at sweets. Good morning, sweets. Robin says it's 70 degrees in northern Illinois right now. It's gonna be a high of 77. Girl, you're getting some perfect weather. That's perfect weather. I'm working on Bookworm Girl from DAC from 2021. Look at you. Look at you. Okay. So we got a range, you know. Obviously I'm in 2018. When I use a sealant, I take a Clorox wipe and wipe over the diamond painting a couple of times, and it's back to sparkling. Okay. Do you use that wipe after it's set or as it's setting? That's kind of, you know, what I'm needing to be able to do. Because I don't know. I have a sealer, you know. I was using also, what sealer do you use? My last sealer, I used the Mod Podge gloss, and then I used a Mod Podge with glitter at one point. Oh, that was the worst idea ever. I thought that I would be adding spark. Oh, it just, I think I threw that canvas away. I don't even think I tried to work with it. 31 degrees is 88 Fahrenheit. I told you it was warm. Oh my God. We had a downpour the other day. 2 minutes later, it stopped and couldn't tell it rained. That's because we are so dry. Does a custom of my, oh, yes. Yes, it does. It does. It does. It does. How are y'all doing today? What's up, Marquita, Quita, Kiki? How you doing? How you doing, girl? We got to make plans because I'm telling you, when I come back to St. Louis next June, I want to see you. I want to see, like, we was in the spur of the moment, and it was raining. It was raining when I was trying to see Marquita. I'm like, whoo, this weather is unforgiving. But with a plan, we can work around it. And y'all had all that traffic on 70. They took like 3 lanes down to one. And when it does open up to give people a reprieve, like everybody is like over the lane line because the lanes are narrow. So it is what it is, I guess. Good morning. Just talked to Rebecca. She is home. Hi, Mary. I live for the retreat before the retreat. Man, but we have a ball, don't we, sweets, down there in San Antonio, enjoying that good barbecue. Woo! We was already trying to decide the other night, like, where we going to eat at. So if you got suggestions, we're looking for some good barbecue. Everyone saying hello. She was in ER last night, so I'm going solo at noon. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to give her a call. I went to bed, so I work on Saturdays now, which is why my show has moved to Sunday mornings. And when I got off from work yesterday, I hung out with each of my kids, but separately, because they didn't want to hang all together and do a family thing or anything. Um, I hung with my daughter first. She's a nut. That's all I can say is she's a nut. Like, she's crafting, so she's in here a lot. She is actually diamond painting and cross stitching. She has 2 projects that she is currently working on. Now, Halloween is about to come. So, and I don't know how much her heart is in the diamond painting, but she did fall in love with cross stitch, and she bought a book full of like 80 cross stitch projects and things like that. My friend Shelly enabled my daughter, and ever since then, like, I can't calm her down, things like that. She felt bad because she never would do diamond painting with me, even though I tried to, get her into it. So she tried to come back and do something with me. But soon as Shelly and Rochelle get on and they start talking about these, Primrose Cottage and all of their stitch alongs, and she just gets that buzz back and things like that. So she hops in this little chair that, takes over my room. Anyway, she comes in and she'll stitch and stuff. So we got to talking and things. We had fun laughing and giggling. Then my son comes to hang out with me. I'm sorry, Prince. I really am sorry. But I fell asleep on him. When I say I fell asleep, it probably was like 6. It was still light out. And I didn't wake up until 11 something at night. I think my body needed it and things like that. So that is why you probably didn't get the notification for this morning show until middle of the night last night. Now, my son is a diamond painter and things like that. And with him having some schedule changes and things like that, he may be joining us. But he's definitely going down memory lane with me. And one of the things, and I think I'm going to talk about it on Wednesday, but one of the things that he wanted to discuss is, oh, that's hurting. He wanted to discuss tweezers. Okay. So you guys let me know, because Rhonda brought up tweezers when I was talking to her yesterday. And we go, obviously we gonna revisit and things like that. But what I wanted to talk about today, let me get back to the chat. And while I'm, bringing the topic up, I want you guys to kind of let me know how you rein in on this. One of the first tools when I first started diamond painting, obviously, we got whatever came with, where's that? I thought I brought it in here. I thought I brought a pack. Jeez, jeez. I'm so behind on things. I must have left it in my room. I'm not going to get up and go get it because I'm in pain right now. Um, but you remember we got the little green boat with the little pink pen, and then we had like a square or two of wax and things like that. So I mentioned that, and that came standard. That used to come standard. I'm not sure, at what point I started chucking those, but it was early on and things like that. The next tool, and obviously we're going to talk about that because, not today, but we're going to revisit that during this collab because we are reshopping our stash. And I'm going back to 2018. So I'm bringing that experience to you guys. I want you guys to be aware of all the headaches, especially if you didn't diamond paint during that time. So I want you guys to be aware. One of the first things that I remember kind of doing, and this was right after I started diamond painting, was I need to get rid of that ugly little green boat, right? How many people used it? I could not. I immediately, I think I was putting it into like a saucer or a paper plate or something. Like, I immediately needed something else. Those little green boats were annoying to me. So I'm gonna go to the chat, see what you did. Momo sending me some suggestions. Aw. Good morning, Joanna. Thanks for letting us know Rebecca's home and there's no live. Hoping nothing serious. I'll check on her as soon as I get off. Thank you so much for throwing up the link scale. Made her go to ER because her heart rate was very low. Whew. I'm so glad that you did. She need to get one of those watches. I don't have mine on right now. I'm in the process of ordering a new one. But if you have an iPhone, obviously you can get an Apple Watch and it does, take your, I'm not sure what it takes because I don't have one, but I know that, it's designed to be able to do so. I have the Samsung watch. I got the big one, the Ultra, and I have the smaller one also, the classic. Like they have classic 7, classic 8, and I think the new one is coming out. It's a 9 or something, I believe. Anyway, um, it takes your blood pressure, it does EKG, it does sleep apnea, all of that. Now you can download certain apps that send your vitals and things like that to your my chart and stuff. And you can always get with your doctor if you need to have them help configure it and stuff. So that was why I got the watch. It was right after I had that mild stroke. Anyway, um, my doctor, they configured a lot of my stuff. I urgent care actually when we first got there, and they were telling me that I was in the midst of a stroke. They were the ones that were saying, you didn't see that on your watch or anything. I'm like, no, I didn't. I had no idea. I got the watch because I wanted to, you know me. I wanted to be able to bling out and switch out my watch bands. That was why I got it. Anyway, that might be something I have to get her. I use the wipe around 15 minutes after I apply, and I use Minwax. Oh, okay. Minwax. That probably would work the best. So I used to use Minwax on my pins. If you guys had my first iteration, like within my first year and a half, you probably got a pin that was sealed with some sort of polyurethane, Minwax or something sealer. But your oils and stuff on your fingers can kind of break down, and there wasn't anything that kind of protected the structure of the pen. It's made of clay and things like that. And when we have people who have different pressure points, or how they apply pressure to, we have some that are hard pressers, some that are soft or medium. So it could impact, the integrity of the pen. You could have a break, especially in the midst of a hill or a valley. So we're talking about in here. I design them to be held like this on the actual heel, but it is comfortable to put your fingers or rest your fingers in the valley, and so some people apply their pressure there and things. But if you only have it sealed with acrylic, like a polyurethane type of sealer, there's nothing that's protecting the integrity of that. Now, if you seal with resin, which I ended up having to learn, if you seal with resin, obviously once that resin is sealed, it gives it a glass-like exterior. And that's why a lot of people are like, "Are you sure that's clay?" Yeah, I'm sure it's clay. It's the resin that's hardened and made it feel glass-like or acrylic-like in nature. So that's a little lesson that I kind of gave you guys. Thank you very much for that. I never seal my diamond paintings either. But Joanna, this is hashtag blast from the past. This is a double-sided adhesive, and I did two. I actually did three. I finished one from last year, and then I did two others. But What I noticed was by the time I went to go show them a month and a half after starting, um, holding them up, there was small little drills popping off in small places, not like rows or anything like that, but it still reminded me that if I needed to hang it up or something, if they pop often or every once in a while, I'm gonna need to have a medium over it that prevents that. So that's where sealing came in. Do I seal this one or not? um you never know. All right, everyone is saying good morning. What retreat are you going to? Oh, that's the Lone Star that I'm talking about. That's the next one up. Wait till later to call her. She was up all night. I definitely will do that. I do ribs in the pressure cooker and then finish them off with sauce in the oven. Woo! Man, one of these days I'm gonna be up there and I'm come visit. I'm gonna come get some. St. Louis 71. All right. The way I do ribs. 78 in Jersey. Really? They turned out so tender they fall off the bone. Girl, sweet. You'll hear this, but you kind of far. You should fly out here and bring some with you. Good morning, Jay Lily. How are you doing? Okay, awesome. Posted my pic. Elizabeth by, oh yes, that is what Joanna and Rebecca are working on. Elizabeth, um I remember when Man Bun did Elizabeth. He did Queen Elizabeth. He did Princess Diana. He likes that regal aspect behind it. But Mandy Manzano is his favorite artist. So that is why, it was like a push to get her. I have a watch, but not Apple. It monitors heart, oxygen, sleep, steps. It also monitors your body energy. Um, my son has a watch. I think I paid $60 for it on Amazon, and his does all of that also. So you don't have to spend the 600-700 that I spent on mine, or the five. I think I spent 500 on an Apple Watch for my daughter. You definitely don't have to do that. My son has one. I asked him. I said, I want the new Ultra 2 that just came out. You want my old one? He was like, no, mine does fine. I have it set the way I need when I go to the gym. Like, he didn't even want my watch cost me almost seven or just over 700 when it first came out. It's still probably worth four, and he doesn't want it because he has one that does everything he needs. It does monitor and all of that as well. And he has it programmed to assist him with his workouts and things. So, I'll just have maybe an extra watch. I hate buying a new watch when this one is still working, but they have some additional features that I feel I could really utilize. And with me traveling all over the place and things. Y'all know I was supposed to be going to Seattle. It's still on. It's still on. I don't have anywhere to go in Seattle. You guys know I purchased this airline ticket because I had decided not to go to Cairo in Egypt. Anyway, I'm not upset about not going to Cairo. I'm hearing more and more stuff, so I feel like that was a great idea and things like that. Now I'm starting to hear I'm getting reports about, activities that and happenings that are occurring in Seattle, and it's scaring me. Like, oh, you know. So I don't know. I'm still looking for Seattle connection. If anybody is wanting to meet up. I've never been to Seattle. That's why we put it on the map and things like that. And I hear that there was some crime this past week around Space Needle. Hoping that we don't have a lot of crime copycats and things like that. But keep me in the loop. I'm just making sure. That's why I like to know what the weather's like and things like that. But obviously, that comes with knowing the underworld happenings in your neck of the woods as well. Let's see. All righty. So blue can mini wax. Okay, use the blue can. My watch went off one day and it told me my body was burning energy too fast. I needed to rest. I wasn't even tired. I still get the alarm, or if I monitor it myself, it borderlines. Um, every once in a while my watch will go off and things like that. What I will notice is that it is sensing something, because it's touching, the sensor is directly touching your skin and things. And so what I normally do is I just make it a point to sit my butt down. I sit down, and yeah, I make it a point when I sit down. Whew. Alrighty, so what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna head over and I'm gonna showcase you guys, whomever's posted. Alrighty, let me get to sharing. Here we go. Alright. Make sure you guys come in to Pom Pow Pens and Friends. Yay! When you come in, I usually will have my post for that week. And it should be featured. Featured. That means you can click on it. And when you click on it, here's the challenge. Okay. Woo! 2026. Blast from the past. Welcome to the second annual. That's our second annual. It does cover all crafts. So if you're cross stitching and you want to just take something old from your stash and kind of work on it, definitely do so. Just post it. Same thing with coloring. If you are a clay artist, something that maybe you put to the side and you want to bring back out, we okay with that. If you have a Lego set, definitely, Lego. So it's subjective, okay? Have a ball with the host, watching videos or tuning in live. Show up for a random surprise. We are going to be running random surprises for this one. The rules are here's how it works. You simply post your pick. You place your drills and you participate. By answering the challenge question. This week was what you're working on. When did you first start diamond painting or whatever the craft that you're working? That literally, is it and things. So you're going to describe your canvas and when you first started diamond painting. Okay, it's that simple. And then next week will be a different challenge question. Now you're going to be able to see I do the live from the lily pad, which is where you are today, every other week. So I won't be live next week, but the week after, we're going to come back. We'll have a little fun. And then I do my hump day happenings every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. So with that said, let's see where's the, okay, I guess I was supposed to comment. Let me just go into, where is the pics? Oh, okay, here we go, the slide. Y'all like my little picture? Yeah. I did it myself. Y'all know Lizzie be working behind the scenes doing all the work. So I did tell her, I'm still challenged a little bit, that I would try to start coming up with some of these myself. And I did. There was a choice between, I had a choice between a lot of them. I drilled it down to 4. And then even after drilling it down to 4, I still, it was hard to pick and stuff. But I feel like this is representative of what we wanted to do. We want to do a good time vibe that kind of took us back, but we wanted it to be craft related, because what they was doing is they had beat boxes, they had Converse tennis shoes, they had Barbie and Ken, like when they was, happy, because I guess they divorced now. You got to check pop culture. I'm not sure. So they had all of this. They had Game Boys. They had Ninja Turtles, all the stuff from the 80s and 90s and things like that. And I felt it was too busy and stuff. So I kept having to have it reran. And I feel like this is so apropos for us. We're going to craft, and I tried to encompass, a few different crafts. So, we got some coloring, some markers, diamond painting, yarn for the fiber arts. Yes. So the only thing missing, and I don't see it on here, is oh no, it's here, cross stitch. I didn't even see that. Okay, so we got everything included. What y'all think? All right, so now we're gonna check and see what everybody is looking at. Now this is Marla's. Okay, she included everything, her time tracking. She got her timeline from when she ordered. Um, she ordered unlicensed version of Flower Crazy from AliExpress. Now, just so you guys are aware, there was some people that had mentioned, making the group private. When we first opened Pom Pal Pens and Friends, Lizzie had mentioned making it. I'm not technologically savvy. And so when she mentioned it, I think she thought I would know to just go in and be able to do it. And I didn't. I did go in and set the group from public to private so you guys can post whatever you want. You don't have to worry about other people seeing it and coming and saying, oh, that's unlicensed, and, going through that battle and things like that. But it said that it was going to take like anywhere from 24 to 48 hours for the group to be able to move from public to private. So my apologies. I did learn something though, and I appreciate her for not babysitting and handling it for me, but telling me to go in and do it because I never went down the line and like clicked on all of this stuff. It looks busy. Uh, so in 2025, she did buy the original, so she has supported the artist. There you go. So for people on the other side of that argument, in any case, she did go in and describe the colors. Um, and I'm excited. I'm hoping to see her do both of them. What do you guys think? All right. So for me, obviously, oh, we got some posted. Robin, ooh, that is so gorgeous. Old Sea Cottage by Dominic Davison, 112 by 70 centimeters. Wow, look at that. She started this diamond painting in 2021, and this is one of the first DACs that she purchased. Wow, that's a big canvas. 112 by 70. That's huge. All righty. I'm working on Astronomer. Ooh, that's big. By Miles Pinckney. I started diamond painting in 2014. My sister got me a partial of an angel holding a kitten. I have been hooked ever since. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. All right. All righty. Kayleen. I'm currently working on stained glass for a friend, and I started diamond painting in 2020. Look at that. I love it. Love it. Love it. There's Matt. Matt did tell me he was going to be doing his Evershine. So, oof, it's a double-sided adhesive, y'all. I can't see. Let me see if I can zoom in so we can see the image. I can't see the image, but I'm sure as he gets a little further along, I can't. But he's been diamond painting since 2024. He does feel like an old soul because he's done a lot of the same, like experimenting, as a lot of the crafters who started earlier on in the craft. So we're waiting to see. I can't see the image that clearly, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to see as he continues to work in. Oh, look at Trapper. Oh, Trapper Do. And Willow, oh, look at that. Oh, that's going to be real nice. That's a custom 60 by 72. That's coming out really nice. I've been diamond painting for 8 years. Yep, 8 years. Look at that. All righty, Yvonne. Also, look at that. Those tusks from Treasure Studio Arts, and she started in 2019. Okay. Wow. Look at those tusks. I like the flowers and stuff. Rochelle is working on a diamond painting of an elephant with the tusk as well. And she is obviously, she's blinging hers out. So I can't wait to see. And she diamond paints, once, maybe twice a week and things like that. So can't wait to see what her creation is going to be. Ooh, look at that. I first started diamond painting 2019. I'm still working on my Josephine Wall Mask of Love. Josephine is heavy in confetti, so I could understand how, someone will start it and maybe, kind of move over to something else and then come back. Kudos to you for continuing. All righty, so we got it going on. Y'all know I'm always gonna take the opportunity to do a shameless plug. Here we go. Antique Romance. We had the beautiful Miss Tanis Collins. She purchased from Pom Pal Pins, and she posted her pictures. I like when you guys post pictures because they are much more clear than the pictures I was able to get up on Pom Pal Pins. Now, you guys know I keep talking about how hot it is here. Shameless plug. It is very, very hot here. And so for the month of July, plus I was at a retreat and things like that, and I knew coming back was going to be difficult. I had went to back-to-back retreats. So I did close Pom Pal Pins for the month of July, put them on vacation. Now it is August. It's hotter right now than it was in July. So we're going to see where I end up reopening the store, but I'm doing my hardest. I'm trying, I need to purchase a fridge or something because I got to be able to have a way to set the clay. It's so warm, and then when I add my 98.6 degrees to it, to the touch of it and things, it just feels like it's melting and stuff. It's really hard for me to kind of form anything to, to even veneer. A veneer is like a flat piece. It's hard for me to even do veneers and stuff because by the time I scrape it up to pick the veneer up and try, and it's already like feels like it's melting. Pieces are trying to touch one another and things. So I'm working with it. In the meantime, my hands, look at my hands, my nails is growing. You could tell it's either July or August. Um, so shameless plug. I definitely wanted to be able to showcase that. Hot Vegas Nights. That is such a fun pin. My number one seller is Antique Romance. So I definitely wanted to. And this is the new, like I was selling Envision the Radiance before she even came out. This is a pin that is named after Captured by Radiance because they picked the color palette. It's a gorgeous pen. It is a gorgeous pen. It is a gorgeous pen. And it just looks so much better in person. It's hard, I guess sometimes for cameras to catch every nuance and angle and things like that. But I definitely appreciate Tanis so very much. Thank you for this week's shameless plug. Oh, so I had to do it. All right. Now, I want to get back to hashtag blast from the past. And one of the things that I remember talking about was these green boats, the green boats. So at the time, I hated them green boats. And I used to use like a paper plate and things like that. So what I wanted to do is kind of showcase for you over the years. This is a controversial topic sometimes. So y'all bear with me, okay? We're going to get into the nitty gritty, but you're going to tell me what your preference is, okay? Anyway, good morning, Crystal. Alrighty. So y'all remember this is the shrimp boat, okay? I don't know if you can see it, if it's flipping it over or not. But these are trays, okay? And the reason why I'm saying let's get into it is because yeah, definitely over the years, I got trays missing. I thought I had brought some. Anyway, just trays upon trays and things like that. What did you prefer? Now, if you go to a retreat, that's a great way to kind of showcase a tray and to get a tray, kind of test it out and things like that. Um, this little tray right here, I have from Firefly. These were my favorite for a long time. Okay. Um, and I think the main reason is because it came with so much, like it comes with a pen holder. It comes with a little trash bucket, and it's everything all in one. Okay. And I have 4 or 5 of these probably. So for a long time, but it doesn't just stop there, you know. I don't know how. I never even really realized that I bought so much from her. But she was a sponsor of a lot of my so this is Nicole, Bella Art Day Nicole's trays. I got a ton of her trays. I didn't even realize it. Um Now I do prefer these, but I don't know if I necessarily like them where, they section them off and things like that. I just like a tray that was and I still got diamonds in some of these, so that's why. But I'm going to show you, because we taking it back and we going back into, time and things. Um these have the sections in them. Let me see. See, I still got diamonds. I don't want to throw the diamonds away. But they still have sections in them. You can see right here. Let's see what else they have. I'm trying to make sure I'm closing it out. What did I have this for? I can't remember. The tray slides in. I must have paid for this tray. Tia's Crazy Craft Addiction. I can't remember what I had it for. Same thing with this one. Sections. So I'm not sure if I'm these one, I don't know. Sometimes I felt like the diamond was getting stuck under the tray also. But I did still have a preference for these. I do like a spout. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying. I do like a spout. I need a way to be able to, because I'm a baggy person. I work out of a baggie. I don't mind at all whatsoever. So have those. Okay, I'm apologizing again because like I said, I got diamonds in these. I'm trying to remember what the diamonds are for. Like that's what happened when you have a lot of works in progress, right? We taking it back. This is hashtag blast from the past. So we blasting from the past. Um, so I don't mind these at all either and things. I think I had got to a point where instead of the shrimp boat from Nix's Notions, I had her longer one. And it reminded me of the long one from Bella Art de Nicole. And I started to use Nix's Notion the most. I used that for a good 2 years. Okay. Not done. Ugh, I'm trying. Y'all know I got a crook in my neck, so that's why I'm moving a little crazy today. I can't believe I got so many of these with diamonds still in them. All right. I don't remember what I was working on. I don't remember what I was working on, but I got diamonds in a lot of these still. Anyway, I'll have to, refresh my memory. But I have, the goal was that I was going to have a whole bunch of trays and they just ready to go. These flat surfaces right here, they will enable you to put like your sticker on there for the number you're working on, and then you can just go straight to that. So that was, going to be a great idea at the time. It was like, oh, that's a great idea. Then I don't know, but I bought her a tower. It's a great idea. You could just reach for it. I didn't ever set it up appropriately and things like that, but I bought her tower. I bought her tower because, oh, what a great idea. Look at this. These have diamonds in them. Boy, am I going to be hit if I ever just drop one of these. Where's these diamonds coming from? Tia, when the last time you touched any of this stuff? We blasting from the past. Oh my gosh, it's diamonds in almost all of them. Holy goodness. So both of the white have diamonds in them. Okay. All right, here we go. I could be a little rough with this one. No diamonds in this one. This is a little baby tray. Little baby tray, but they hold a lot, you know. Because they hold, I like to be able to shake And then I'm a multi-placer. And I work mostly between 7 and 10. So because I'm working mostly between 7 and 10, I need a little more room. So that's where the longer trays came in handy for me so that I could, swipe. What I did notice was as I started to get a little bit more into trays and things like that, this little shelf mattered. Because if you have a pen, when you have a pen, and you swipe it and things like that, you can't have too high a rise or a wall, on the outside. It did impact, me trying to swipe, with the pens and stuff like that. So just kind of keeping that in mind, I as we, try to peruse. I have tried so many different, I have a ton of Bella Art de Nicole. They are my favorite. I didn't realize how many I had of Bella Art de Nicole. I remember I thought that was the best idea on the face of the earth when I got the tower. I'm like, yes, yes. Now here we go. Where are we going? What did I just do? So what I will say is, I mean, it don't stop there. I got a new tray last month and I really liked it. I thought it was cute. And it's OGK. Look at that. I got diamonds in here. I don't even know why. Why do I have diamonds in here? Okay, but it's cute, right? And it catches your eye. What I like about it is the wall and stuff like that. Now, if you guys have been watching me, you know that I have I have a new preference for Ditzy Diamond Den. She created a pin for my Bling It in the New Year collab. Love it, love it, love it. And when I tried the tray, it felt different than any, like I said, I have a ton of my Bella Art de Nicole's. I have I have the whole set, the whole Nix's Notion set. I do have. Now we're not gonna start no trade drama, okay? I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing. I just want y'all to just share with me, okay? We don't want to get on, but one of the things that I ended up, where is my? I got a tray missing. I got a tray missing. I don't know where it's at. So I was going to show you guys my Ditsy's Diamond Den. One of the reasons why I started to enjoy her tray and it started to become a preference for me is because of the slide. Where did I put it? See, that's what happened when you move your items from room to room, trying to craft all over the place. I don't know where I put it. Oh, maybe it's down here in my diamond painting desk. It's not on my diamond painting desk. So y'all know right here is my diamond painting desk. My kids created an area for me to where I can sit here diamond paint. Then I have a desk on top where I do my clay. But I don't have to put my diamond painting away. I got a crook in my neck, so it's making it difficult for me to kind of move and check. But the reason why I enjoyed Ditsy's trays, and it started to kind of become, you guys see me using it when you see me using my video, doing my videos and stuff, is because of the slide. The slide on Ditsy's tray, when I go to swipe from left to right, is so smooth. It is so smooth, and it's given me just a really great experience when it comes to diamond painting. And so I'm going back in time, and being back in time, I'm dealing with these older drills and things. And so you want as great an experience as possible, right? So that's the great experience that we're looking for. I used my first Ditsy tray yesterday. I love it so far. This is the swipe. The swipe is making a difference. It doesn't feel textured. There are some trays where when you go to slide, to grab the diamonds and put them on your placer and things like that, you can feel kind of the texture of the 3D print, material and things. She has I don't know if there's a layer or coating or something, but the swipe is very smooth. And so if you're someone who multi-places, I feel like I'm able to really collect a lot of drills and, pop them down. And it's helping with, for me, that's one of the reasons why I, created the pins and stuff. So you have comfort, you have the ability to craft longer. And when your hands aren't fatigued and tired, you can craft more. And so I feel like with those trays, that's exactly what I'm noticing that I'm doing is I'm able to swipe, slide, collect more drills, and therefore I'm getting more done in a smaller period of time. Now, I don't want to take away from, the big giants and things like that out there. You guys know that I recently opened 30 diamond paintings. Um, I have 150 or something like that of the double-sided adhesives and things like that. I probably have um I don't know, 250 diamond art clubs, another 100 or so. I know I have over 450 total diamond paintings. And so I opened 30 of my diamond art clubs. And I have a lot of the white, and I have bought these and stuff. So this year I definitely tried using them and things like that. While I do, I don't have a problem with the swipe. I don't have a problem with the swipe on the Diamond Art Club. What I do, I like the the lid. Trying to get the lid back in, it's a lot of work. It's tight once it's in, so you don't have to worry. But it is a lot of work for me getting the lid and stuff back in. Just keeping it honest, as far as my experience and things like that. Now, when I craft, I do enjoy having the different colors and things like that. Just like we change our outfits, just like I change my crown, just like I change my Crocs. I enjoy being able to kind of swap out different colors and things like that on my trays and stuff. I mean, yeah, on my diamond painting trays and things. So I definitely feel like going forward, these will at least be on the desk. I got a set of 7, bunch of different colors, and I really enjoy that. I was trying to, like, my experience from Bella Art de Nicole, almost all of my um paint my trays were like the same few hues of greens and things like that. And then if I bought this, then I got 2 of the small ones. If I bought this, I got 2 of the small. I think I bought this one and I got a medium and a small one. So I was trying, like, when I did buy, I kept it in the same color hue, in other words. Um, what's your preference when you purchase trays and things like that? Now we have had some tray companies, that life happened, and so they aren't making trays and things like that anymore. They may do specials for retreats and things like that. So if you are able to kind of get plugged in to a retreat community and get to a retreat, it's a great idea, because a lot of times that is a way to kind of receive something you might have wanted to try. Another thing that we do at the GLE retreat, which is the Great Lakes Escape, they do a sort of like a carnival canvas where you participate and you agree that, in increments of, I think it's like 10 minutes. You're going to paint, you're going to allow somebody to paint at your station. You're going to go paint at their station. And what you're getting a chance to do is you're getting a chance to try out that canvas, kind of see what those drills are like. They're going to have a different diamond painting tray. You're going to be able to try their tray. They may have a pen, from a different company and things like that. You're going to get a chance to try out the pen, see the colors and things. Um, it makes for a lot of fun, and it's a great way all at once for you to be able to get a chance to try a bunch of different things. That was my experience at the very first retreat with Art Dot. Someone had Art Dot as their canvas and things like that. So when we were doing our ring around the canvas and things, and we were switching, that's how I got a chance to try on. Art Dot surprised us after it was over and we gave our impression. Art Dot was the single most commented that everyone was surprised at, not only their their canvas was thick, their glue was spot on. It was port glue, it wasn't double-sided adhesive, and this was early on. It's like 2019. So to have port glue at that time, you had to be a premium canvas maker. And we enjoyed that experience so much. The drills, the coloring they were vibrant, they were bright. They didn't have nibs or anything like that on. We tried a bunch of different pens at that point, and obviously we got a chance to also test out different trays and stuff. So that makes it fun. I haven't tried Ditsy yet. You're gonna love it, Gail. Like I said, it's a very smooth bottom, and I mean, you can use it for rounds. You can definitely, single place and things like that. But for that slide factor, is hands down one of my faves. I like the Ditsy one because the color on the bottom is different from the tray. It is different, and again, it's smooth. I love your pen, one of my faves. I love the size, not too long or thick. So a few years ago, Tima, she was testing out pens and she kept putting them in her hand and she kept saying, I just need something that's, fits in the palm of my hand, because the flip, sometimes if you flip from single to multi-placing, you know, that's time consuming and things like that. And she said, I don't need the flip to be too long and things. And she was, testing pens in her hands and things like that. I had already had in my mind, the Palm Pal, wanted it. I was trying to take the strain that you were feeling in the palm of your hand from using those pink pens, and especially if you squeezed a lot and things. But it just became more apropos when she said it and things like that. Now, I know recently you guys all saw a video that my bestie made, and she showcased some gifts that I sent to her. Lizzie likes really thick pens, okay? And so, as her bestie, knowing this, I made her some fat pens. She showed them on her channel, and then she gave like a message that said something like, um, maybe Tia will start making them for you guys if you start asking. Now, there was a lot of work going into these pens. I'm be honest, okay? A lot of work and a lot of clay. And because it's a lot of work and a lot of clay, I don't know if that's something that I should do for each individual pen, because it would have to be priced appropriately. Okay. Um, or if maybe I will do them as customs or something. Did I, Chrissy? I'm trying to. Hmm. I found that I like the lighter colors because it's so hard for me to see dark colors on dark trays. I like that. That's a good idea. I already promised you one. Oh my goodness. I gotta search me. You know, one of my faves. I love the size. So I'm trying, yeah, because I can't use the other ones. Um, I might have, because I think you ever buy somebody a gift and they refuse it, they reject it. I sent her a package. I sent love packages last year out to people, right? Crystal is the only person that I've ever known to refuse my package of love. I don't need it. I'm gonna give it to somebody else. You You increase the price. I would like a thick pen. Somebody else said that, but I feel like I'm trying to stay in this realm where it's a great idea to go with a Palm Pal pen, because cost effectiveness, it just makes sense. So getting a Palm Pal pen is more cost effective than maybe, unless you get in the hand turn and it's your favorite colors, your favorite, you know what I'm saying? Um, Look at sweets. Um, so she did tell me, though, when she said she couldn't use it, that the reason is that she needed a thicker pen. She did tell me that. I'm just busting her chops because I was like, what? She said, what? She don't want it. um, that I can't use them. They hurt my hands. Yeah, no. Robin says, Gail, I always have light colored trays for the dark drills and dark trays for the lighter drills. Maybe that's why where this one set of white came in. I don't know. Um, I can't believe they still got drills in them. I must have been like, I'm done with that one and just got up. My Sue! Good morning. How are you today? Hope you having a good start to your Sunday. Um, so that's a good idea as far as the trays and things like that. But I think that, Ditsy's tray kind of takes that out of the equation because you can get a dark tray. She has a lighter, just a smooth bottom on the base of her tray and things like that. Now I know that Ditsy, she's in Oregon or Washington and things like that, and I may have to road trip over to her when I get to Seattle. I know you guys heard me say that, so we'll see. I may have to put a road trip in, get a rental and stuff, and go see her and kind of, maybe interview her, get that little podcast microphone out there and be like, "What's the weather like in your neck of the woods?" Robin says, I kit up into trays, so I have all the colors of the rainbow in trays. She's in Oregon. Okay, I thought so. I thought so. And let's see. And I didn't refuse. I said, pass it to someone who can use it. That is true. That is true. But I wanted you to have it. You know what you should have did? You should have held it and then handed it over to my boy Art. I'm pretty sure Art, even though he don't even diamond paint, he would be walking around cherishing that pen. Oh, um, you just get ready for your road trip, Chrissy. Oh, um, I did give him one. Jeez, I'm so good. Look at that. I'm good. If y'all wondering why I'm moving so weird, I got a little, I don't know. I got a crick in my neck. I slept wrong. I don't know how. But this morning, trying to get this crown on, trying to, shower. Oh, goodness gracious. Everything. Uh, he may not take it. He may not make it home. Stop it. Stop it. Tell him you might as well have him just reach out to me on speed dial and things like that. Um, a road trip with your hubby, that's gonna be fun. Just keep me on speed dial. How many people in the comments? Go to the comments real quick and let me know. Would you road trip with your significant other? Um, I have my friend Shelly. She loves to go on road trips and things like that. I'm a arriver. Let's fly. Let's get in a plane. Let's fly and let's arrive. Okay. So our travels, you guys have heard me talk about our travels and things like that, and we have a lot of fun. You heard me talk about our trip this past month and things. And obviously we have a new trip that we're planning and things like that. And then we are going on a cruise again together next year. So you guys will continue to hear about our fun travels and things like that. But she likes the road trip and things like that. And so Rochelle is trying to talk us into road tripping to Texas. But that would be like a 3 or 4 day trip for us. And I'm like a 3 or 4 hour flyer. So what do you guys think? Put that down in the comments as well. Oh, Jay Lee, you coming in on Crystal's side. Nope, that's why I divorced him. I woke up, mind that yesterday. Finally eased off after lunch. I don't know. I'm hoping. So I have my hip has been bothering me this year a lot, especially after that fall. Ever since I took that fall where I was in the chair and that chair crumbled in on me. I tried to hurry up and get up. I was so embarrassed. Plus, I didn't want my kids to come in and see me looking, like a flapping fish on the ground. And I probably made a lot of mistakes trying to hurry up and get up. I was trying to get the chair off me and everything. Ever since that fall, like my mobility has really impacted. You know, when I walk, I have a pinch in my hip and in my lower, you know, not in my lower back and my upper like butt. It all like kind of just pinches in that area. So it's near the sciatic nerve. I am on a pill for the sciatic nerve medicine. It's a relaxer though. It's not a pain pill. I keep telling the doctor, I don't need a muscle relaxer. I need a pain, but I need to take the pain away. When I take the relaxer, I'm drowsy for days and things like that. So I try to take it only when I feel it's hurting really, really bad. Anyway, someone said, "Why don't you take a muscle relaxer for that?" Man, I maybe you should go see the doctor. You may have hurt something. All I did was go to bed. I hope I didn't hurt nothing. um, look at sweets. Yep, I'm a flyer. I'm a flyer. Definitely a flyer. Um, Now, because I'm trying to save, you guys know I went back to work. And I went back to work so that I can try to save a little bit more. You know, I have been off from work for a couple of years. And so trying to not pinch off of my retirement. Um, and I'm trying my hardest to save for my own, you know, RV and things like that. And so Shelly feels like this would be a great way to practice, you know, getting out on the road and things. But I feel like once I get on the road and I'm traveling and things, it's not going to be with a purpose in mind. If we're going to a retreat, we're going to have a purpose in mind and stuff. We got to get there by a certain amount of time, you know. So it's going to take away the freedom that I'm looking for when it comes to the traveling. So that's what, hell, you are old and falling apart. So being in my mid 50s, I feel like my kids are starting to treat me like I'm 80. Mom, watch your step. What the heck? That, Jay Lee, I'm telling you right now, that is my daughter all day long. That's why I tried to hurry up and get up because I definitely, she'll say it. She, you know, she is definitely that person. She'll come in and say, Mom, and she'll say it real low. I feel like she's doing it on purpose. And then if I'm like, what? I can hardly hear you. And she'll say, you need to get maybe your ears checked or something like that. You know, when you get older, the hearing start like you speaking low on purpose. Stop that. But she looks forward to it. They don't want you to break anything. Nope, at all. Sue, you won. That's the comment of the day right there. Hey, Tia. Hello, everyone. There's Rochelle, y'all. Yep, she late to the party, but that's the one that I've been referring to. I was talking to them about how you like to shop and how I don't see you stopping, even though you said you were. Oh my goodness. Um, I call that the speed limit, Jay Lely. Once you hit that speed limit, boy, oh boy, that's what the kids start to look forward to. Yeah, because they don't want to take care of us. Um, I could see my son, I call him Prince. I could see him embracing it, but not my daughter at all. Like you said, she'd be like, you good? If you not, you know, we got other alternatives. Um, I just got to stay healthy. That's all I could say. I got to be 30 forever. Shopping. I spent 24 hours this weekend organizing. You know why she organizing, y'all? Let me tell y'all. Rochelle is organizing to make room. Y'all see how I just showed y'all all these trays and I still got diamonds and stuff like that in them. I didn't even realize. I just got up from the project and put the tray away. Um, Rochelle does the same thing. She does it with cross stitch. She does it. She was going through project bags. She had floss and everything. She thinks she need the kit up. She got everything for the project in the project bag. She just need to sit down and start stitching. Cross stitch today. I need to organize my diamond paintings. Oh goodness, girl. do we make our conversation? We were on Zoom and we make them so much fun. But being able to see her, she got all her stuff out. Y'all, guess what it's gonna make you do? So I go get I got this cake. I have two of them. I got this I guess it's a bag that we got from Lone Star, but it allows you to put your cross stitch like file cabinet style inside. So you have all these project bags, and I go and get mine, and we going through our projects. Oh goodness, when I tell you, yeah. So, but this, again, this is hashtag blast from the past. You can work on any craft. So if you a colorist, get your crayons or your markers. We enjoy all crafts. If you're a cross stitcher, just make sure you shop your stash. Now, Rochelle had a stash and she was definitely shopping it. But go ahead on and post pictures and tell us, when did you start your craft? When did you start cross stitching? 2024, 2025. Go ahead and y'all don't want to know when I started cross stitching, but it definitely, has been some decades and things like that. So make sure that you guys, if you are going to join in, kind of post, you can kind of go back. You'll see that we are posting to Pom Pal Pens and Friends. And we are working all crafts, obviously diamond painting, because I'm trying to still work my double-sided adhesive stash, even though I've moved into Tia, I have a diamond painting whip that I started 3 years ago. That will be my blast from the past canvas. Look at you. When Shalene and Danielle made me, when they made you start diamond painting, I ordered a cross stitch kit last week. It's been 30 years. It's been a long time for me also. It's been a lot longer than 30 years though. Only 3 decades, Tia. Only three. Listen, Robin, I have become so eloquent at finessing my age. I, if it weren't for all these ailments, I probably could pull off 35, maybe. But the ailments tell on you, right? They tell on you. They tell on you. They tell on you. Um, in any case, make sure that you guys tune in Wednesday. Wednesday is my hump day happenings. Obviously, you guys will be able to kind of see, me share a little bit more. I try and post pictures and things like that. Today, live from the lily pad, we did, kind of showcase all of your artwork as you guys are posting and getting started with hashtag blast from the past. We also reviewed like my love of all these different trays that you guys have seen me working with over the years. Bella Arte Nicole, Nix's Notions. I definitely have a ton of Firefly and then Ditsy's Diamond Den. So if you guys are looking for trays, next up, we are going, don't worry, I'm not going to just keep shamelessly plugging Pom Pal Pens and Friends. I do have 30, I want to say 36 acrylic pens and things like that. And I purchased a lot of my pens from, some of the same shops. A couple shops that I purchased from, they're no longer around, and things like that. But we have pen turners in the community. And so I'm going to have you guys also for next week. So that's next Saturday's post. You guys, I want you to post your favorite. It doesn't have to be a pom pom pen, but it's helpful. um I want you guys to post, next week, and you'll see in the challenge question to kind of post your favorite, pin and tray combos and things like that, so that you're participating and you're, showing us all of your tools and accessories as well. Let's see. Robin says you read that wrong. I was correcting you. You said it's been decades. I meant it's only been 3 decades. So I started cross stitching in, I can't even remember. I officially probably 78, 79, something like that. I started crochet in 77. think 70s. I started, very young. I had my mom's friend. She used to crochet. She used to cross stitch and things. And I'm pretty sure everybody has this same story that it was, an elderly auntie, a grandma, or something like that that kind of showed them how to do it and things. And then it's easy to help somebody cross stitch or crochet. You give them some fabric and some thread, and it's so cheap. So it's a great way, to time waste and kill and things. So between cross stitch and crochet, I think I started to do much more with cross stitch because it was something that my dad, he could go to a store, and he could pick up floss and things like that. He would get me 4 or 5 different colors, and then he would get me the fabric and things. And at that point, I was just making X's and stuff. I didn't even have a lot of patterns and stuff. Coming into the 80s, obviously, when you're in high school and you're giving away your age. I am, aren't I? Oh goodness. I just got to talking on that one, Sue. Anyway, um, when you in high school and stuff, that's when you start looking for the patterns and things like that. And so I started working patterns probably between 83, 85ish, somewhere around there. But I cross stitched for the better parts of my life, and I crocheted a lot. I crocheted after like I was working and things like that because my dad, he said, I caught you. My dad is somebody who would fully appreciate, he would prefer a handcrafted item. He loved handcrafted. When I tell you he loved like crocheted blankets, he liked cross stitch pillows and things like that. He should have been a woman. I swear he should have been. But he preferred it, and he would make it a part of his ambiance and his decor. You know, he was into a lot of like Asian artistry and things like that. We had a pond, a beautiful pond, and then obviously we had the bamboo shoots and the Asian lily pads and things like that. And then he had his Japanese koi. Those was his babies. You couldn't say nothing about you could say nothing about his Japanese koi. Those was his babies. He felt like he was doing everything he could. Japanese koi, they're big giant goldfish in my opinion. And I used to be mean to him. I would threaten, you go come home one day and that fish that I'm frying up on the gonna be one of your babies. I would never have done that. But it was fun to kind of tease him and stuff. So I see where my daughter get it from when she's teasing me. Anyway, um, so he appreciated, a lot of the fine arts and the artistry and screen prints and things like he loved screen prints for the walls. He loved pillows, oh, just everything. It just long as it was handcrafted, he would create. It is a great way to give him gifts. Just had to give Willow Bliss a bath. She wrote it. Oh. Thank you, Rochelle. Hit the thumbs up. I'm going to glass to make a Turkish mosaic lamp in a few weeks. I'm going to give my oldest for Christmas that has everything. Look at that. I agree. I agree. So y'all, I know that Rebecca's not going live this morning. That's why I took a couple extra moments just to make sure you guys are aware she wasn't feeling well. She ended up having to go to emergency. She's probably going to, post something up so that you guys kind of she kind of lets you guys know and things like that. Now, I know that she was up for a large part of the night and things like that. So I'm going to try and reach out to her, but I want to let her rest and everything. If she hasn't already put up a post and things like that, make sure that you guys kind of head over, give her some love and things like that. Good morning, Angie. Other than that, make sure you guys tune in Wednesday night to Hump Day Happenings. Make sure you guys head over to Facebook to my Palm Pal Pins in friends and friends. And if you guys are wanting to participate, hashtag blast from the past. You don't have to participate. You can just go over there and just help keep the chat lively. We appreciate all participation. So I'd like to take this opportunity to kind of wish you guys a great week. Hopefully the weather kind of, simmers down a little bit here and I can get back into my clay mode and start popping out some more pins. But other than that, thank you all for coming out, enjoying this first Sunday for our hashtag blast from the past. Tune in. I got some, I did, some stuff for, around the contest and giveaways and things like that. So make sure you guys kind of tune in so that you can see those as well. Thank you so very much. And everybody have a great rest of your day, okay? All righty. Bye-bye. I gotta look at what screen I'm on. Okay, here we go. Bye-bye.